Hi guys, and welcome to the All-Star game for the Chisholm Invitational. At the moment, these players have been selected for their stats throughout the tournament. They've been the best 10 players throughout the tournament. From all over teams, different players. They're all a mixed match, and so let's look at the team further. So the All-Star Blue team. So let's have a look at their lineup. So in the support role, we have Baxter. In ADC, we've got Jongster 123, Odd Future in the mid, Kayla in the jungle, and I'm not sure how to say this one and only Una in the top row there. So flicking to the All-Stars red team.
In the All-Stars red team, we've got Julian the Legend on support, Friendly Asian Kid on ADC, Lawbringer on the mid lane, Frostlaw in the jungle, and Waffle Wizard on the top lane. Now, I'm expecting to see big things out of Frostlaw, as he's from my own team, and if he underperforms, I might have to kick him. No, I'm joking.
Yeah, so, I've got two Aquinas kids, one on each team, so I don't know. I can't be biased to either team.
And that's what? Jongster
and Julian the Legend.
Oh, Julian the Legend.
So we've got support and ADC, so they'll be playing against each other, which will be, what's the word I'm looking for?
Intense?
Bragging rights.
Oh, bragging rights.
Bragging rights are on the line here.
Yeah, whoever wins gets to cop it for the next few weeks.
Yeah, they will not let the other hear the end of it. Definitely not.
But I'm looking forward to a really intense game between these two teams, and I'm just ready to see what Frostlaw has in store for us, and then what your team has in store for us, and we'll see how it goes from there.
Yeah, so just moving into the banning phase now, it's definitely going to be high stakes for both teams because they're the top players in the tournament here. So they've all been MVP points and ace points gone together.
So it looks like we got the Echo ban out first. That could potentially be because of Lawbringer, or they could have banned that because of Frostlaw, because he plays a lot of Echo jungle.
Yeah, it's a smart ban. Pick the people. So we got Tryndamere ban from our All-Stars blue side, and the Vayne ban from All-Stars red. Vayne is probably targeting Jongster there, playing the ADC.
If I am correct, Waffle Wizard is a really, really passionate Tryndamere player. He plays a lot of Tryndamere. He plays it non-stop all the time. So it's a pretty good ban coming out from the All-Star... Is that blue? Blue?
Yeah. Blue's on this side.
Yeah.
So we've got the Kiana ban from the All-Star red team. That's Odd Future. Very open Kiana one trick there. It would be probably silly if they didn't ban it away. And then retaliated, that's Julian the Legend. They're targeted bans with the Nautilus there.
They seem to be target banning Jongster with the ADC bans.
Yeah, that's Vayne and then Twitch. He's not an ADC main, but he did just play Kai'Sa ADC in their last game, which went excellently for them. Want to add?
So we've got the Master Yi pick up on one and only Yeehaw, but that could possibly be a jungle pick for Kayla, but We'll see.
The other team looks like they're picking, they've picked for Renekton for their Waffle Wizard's pick for the top lane up there. So obviously his Tryndamere was banned away from him, so he's gone with the Renekton instead. And
Renekton's a really strong lane pressuring champion. He can get a lot of kills early. And Frostlaw, hovering between the Tahm Kench and the Taric jungle. I talked to him before. He said he would either bust out the Taric or the Tahm Kench. He seems to opt with the Tahm Kench. I'm looking forward to seeing what he has in store for us.
Well, if they're hovering a Lee Sin here as well, is that potentially you got two jungles now? You wonder where one of them's going to play if you've got the Master Yi and the Lee Sin, both really strong in the jungle. But
well, then I'd certainly be assuming that Master Yi will be going topside against the Renekton.
Yeah.
With that lane matchup, I'd be assuming Renekton should hold a stun for Master Yi's meditate so that he can interrupt it. Definitely. But Lee Sin, that's always one of those champions that I permanently ban that champion in ranked games. Never let him through. I hate that champion all the time. So next, we've got the Rakan in the mid lane. That could be a pick for the support. They could be opting to go a Xayah Rakan lane. But I think if they were doing that, they probably would have picked Xayah instead of like the Lee Sin or the Yi.
Yeah, definitely. Well, there was chatter at the back that somebody wanted to play Rakan mid, and it was their meta pick, and they just wanted to go for it. But so maybe Odd Future is playing the Rakan there.
Totally possible, because if anyone has been watching the Chisholm Invitationals for the past few years, one of the players on my team lost to Rakan mid. So I'm keen to see this.
So we've just had the next two bans in the ban phase. So we've got Leona and now Lulu both banned from All Stars Red. And this is followed by the Braum and waiting on the next one. So the Braum and the Nautilus are both targeted at Julian the Legend there, the support. And Caitlyn just finished off the ban phase there. So it looks like they're mainly targeting the supports with those last two bans.
Yeah, which is understandable, I guess, because they've already got two ADC bans on the red side, and we've got an ADC ban on the blue side. So it's just a matter of what are they going to pick and how are they going to pick it and what will they do with it. But it seems like we've got the Yasuo on the bot lane, who will try using maybe the Rakan W or the Alistar knockups for synergy with his ultimate. I'm keen to see maybe some wombo combos coming out.
Definitely. Well, Jongster is a renowned Yasuo player. Pretty sure he's M7. It's his little pride and joy playing Yasuo. So I'm surprised they let that one slip through.
Well, personally, for me, this is the first time I've seen Yasuo picked in this tournament, so I'm keen to see how that works out. Hopefully it works out, maybe.
Hopefully it does work out there for them. But going into the Misfortune is a strong, typical ADC, and I mean, it'd be interesting to see Jongster play into friendly Asian kid there.
Although that is the case, Yasuo has the wind wall and Alistar has the engage, and although Morgana does have a magic shield, that can only be put onto one person, and if Yasuo can time his wind wall correctly and block the Morgana Q, block any projectiles coming his way, he definitely has some kill pressure on the bot lane.
Yeah, I think the most interesting thing about this lineup is that Master Yi top lane. It's very out of the ordinary. I don't think I've ever seen Master Yi played anywhere other than
the jungle. Yeah, I'm keen to see the Master Yi top lane. I'm assuming first 5-10 minutes, Master Yi will just be hanging back, doing his own thing, just maybe trying to get some trades where he can, but typically I just think he'll be farming.
Yeah, just looking at my sheet here, the one and only Yunaha, however we're deciding to say that today, is a Master Yi one trick. We versed him in our last match and we banned Master Yi away from him because we did not want him being on Master Yi. So it is a little bit of a comfort pick, I feel. He is out of his element. He's not in jungle. He's in top lane. So maybe he's just decided to pick Master Yi instead and just see how it goes.
Well, I'm expecting a pentakill. And yeah,
big words, big guns.
Yeah, I am expecting a pentakill.
Should be a good game.
Master Yi one trick. I'm just waiting for the Ginsu's Wits End Death Stance. I'm just waiting for him to hit that power spike and win the game.
Yeah, definitely. Well, we've got the Master Yi one trick, Yasuo one trick on the blue side there. Red side is kind of, they've had a couple good bans away from them, especially Tryndamere for Waffle Wizard, the Braum and the Nautilus for Julian the Legend there. So they were a little bit disadvantaged, but I mean, what can you do when they pick good bans there?
Well, what I'm expecting is Tom Kench, he could go for some early ganks, but typically he'll be waiting for level 6 so he can get those teleport ganks onto the lanes. And then I assume he could get that synergy in with the Twisted Fate, so the Twisted Fate could roam from mid to top or bot with Tom Kench, so that they could get maybe a 4-man down onto the bot lane or the top lane. And assuming Renekton takes Ignite, there will only ever be 4 people in one lane at one time.
Yeah, well, I mean, the other thing that could they do, Master Yi and the Lee Sin, having the 2 jungles, I'm coming back to it again.
Yeah.
Master Yi could roam jungle and the Lee Sin could go top because they're both the jungle champs. And I mean, could happen, maybe.
I mean, it could. What would be actually really interesting is if they decided to do a funnel. If maybe seeing a funnel Yi would be pretty cool, but at this stage I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah, especially going into the very typical standard Renekton top lane.
Oh, yeah. Renekton, I'm keen to see how that works out. I think Renekton needs to bully this Master Yi as much as he can before he reaches his late game power spike. Otherwise, the Master Yi will just take over the game.
Yeah, do not want to see that, especially as a one-trick Master Yi player. Very dangerous. You don't want him hitting that late game.
Oh, yeah, definitely not. But all in all, I reckon Tom Kenj needs to play it safe in the jungle from Lee Sin. Watch out for any invades. Put some deep wards down, maybe.
Definitely.
Bot lane, they'll probably be playing pretty safe under their tower, waiting for the Yasuo and the Alistar to mess up. Maybe take a few tower shots. You know, like any Yasuo does.
Yeah. And just getting to load into the game here. There we go. It's just loading in. Yeah, I mean, what do we have? Master Yi's gone for the exhaust, so not the smite. So they're not trying to do a double jungle pick there.
No.
I mean, just looking at all the...
Does that press the attack on Twisted Fate?
It
might.
does look like it, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, we might be seeing an attack damage Twisted Fate this game. And I'm keen to see it.
We could indeed.
But the hail of blades on Tahm Kench, that makes his gank so much more potent. He can pop up in your lane, auto attack you, and then proc his hail of blades to get his fish stack on you. He can either eat you or stun you, which is just a lot of hard CC, especially with the laners that he has. If he pulls up and he uses his passive CC onto the Yasuo, the Morgana can then Q him. It's a lot of hard CC on the side of red team.
Does look like the red side here is going for an early invade, maybe. They've warded that buff there. And I mean, the Master Yi is looking at the top side buff, just standing there.
Yeah, so interesting that red side has gone for the invade. It looks like it might work. Frostlord coming up, utilizing the Hail of Blaze, the Twisted Fate, gold cards, the target that Tahm Kench is not attacking. So I guess that's okay since they got the kill onto the Yasuo, first blood onto the red side on the Misfortune.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I mean, it was a good idea. They had all 5 of them there. And I mean, if they knew that the Master Yi would go top and the mid laner would stay mid, they had it all there.
Yeah, all in all, I am surprised that the invade did work, because blue side did put the ward down into that bottom bush there at the red buff, and assuming that you'd probably want to back off, but at this point it doesn't seem like that they did, so they paid the price for that, and red side got a kill.
Yeah, definitely. I want to see how that early gank will pay off for them down the line. Well, they did kill the Yasuo there, so maybe they're trying to stop and make sure that he doesn't get power for any of those late games, as it was the Fortune who got the kill.
Yes, well, thankfully. So we've got Lee Sin ganking the mid lane onto the Twisted Fate. Twisted Fate goes down, and only the Ignite was used by the Rakan. Really successful game by the Lee Sin, and I'm hoping to see some more stuff like that. Renekton nearly kills the Master Yi. As I expected, Renekton's going to be trying to be as oppressive as he can, trying to get rid of the Yi and just shut him down before he reaches that late game power spike.
Yeah, well, the Yi has already burnt his exhaust there in that fight. So, I mean, we don't have a stream. We don't know what we're saying.
But... so it looks like Master Yi, he's already full health, so I guess he's utilized that meditate level 2, and I guess he's sort of at an advantage over the Renekton at the moment, but Master Yi also has used his exhaust, which is a huge part of trying to survive against Renekton lane by making him get rid of all that damage that he has. Renekton takes a tower shot, but it seems like he might come out of this trade. Frostlord coming into the top lane, I don't think he'll get anything out of that. Bot lane is at a stalemate. Frostlord goes under the tower, takes a tower shot, but Master Yi seems like it will live for now. Renekton on a sliver of health, clinging to dear life. Master Yi flashes in, Alpha strikes, gets the kill onto Renekton, and then Lee Sin's there for the counter gank onto Tahm Kench and kills him. Bot lane, Yasuo's going in onto the Misfortune. He gets binded by the Morgana, and unfortunately Yasuo dies, and Misfortune lives to tell another story.
Yeah.
But Alistar goes back in, gets the kill onto the Misfortune. Will the Morgana be able to kill the Alistar? That is the question of the day, and it does not seem like it. He may live using the alcove, but Twisted Fate goes in on the Rakan, uses Ignite, says goodbye Rakan, and knocks the Metasaurs right out of the park.
Yeah, well, we are seeing a lot of early game fights here. We've just got another one with Alice to make it through this time. We've got Julian on the Morgana.
Alistar's running away, he's on a slither of HP. Will Morgana get the kill? Chucks out the bind, lands it, and gets the kill onto the Alistar.
That was very, very good for that bot lane. They've already put that pressure on. So Fortune already has 2 kills, and the Morgana has 1 there. And so they're already bullying that bot side, making sure Jongster doesn't get his Yasuo up.
Oh yeah, definitely. And really impressive by the Morgana being able to kill the Alistar. The Alistar did put up a good fight. He nearly survived the Morgana, but it just wasn't enough in the end.
Yeah, so I expect we're going to see a little bit of feeding now. They've tried to suss out each other, suss out the competition, and I expect they'll maybe just feed for the next couple minutes, and then maybe we'll see some of the team fights coming in, depending on how they're going.
Yeah, I'm really keen to see the team fights because Red Side does not want to be grouping up together because the Alistar, the Rakan, they can get a huge knockup for the Yasuo, and the Master Yi can jump like Alpha Strike in and just right-click his way to victory. Rakan going in on the Twisted Fate, but Twisted Fate can easily disengage with the gold card as Lee Sin just shows his presence mid, shows, hey, I'm here, I'm ready to gank if you overextend.
Yeah, the only thing is, well, when Twisted Fate was going there, now they know Lee Sin is moving topside. So it gives Renekton a chance to suss out, go back to tower, and avoid both Master Yi and Lee Sin there.
Morgana seems to get caught out here in the bot lane. Yasuo misses a Q, but it doesn't look like Misfortune can do anything about it unless she may be able to kill the Yasuo. The Yasuo's on a sliver HP, but then again, so is Misfortune. She gets CC'd by the Alistar, and the Yasuo lives on 10 health and is able to live to tell another day.
Yeah, well, so now both the ADCs are even. They're 2-2 each, and same with the supports. They've evened it out with that. So
We've got Tahm Kench going into the bot lane, trying to utilize his Halo Blades. It seems it just does not work. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem like that there's going to be anything much coming out of the Tahm Kench jungle, but I've still got high hopes at this point in the game.
Yeah, definitely. Well, we're beginning to see a CS difference here. So they've swapped, and the ADC CS difference jumps up a little bit by about maybe 10 CS.
Twisted Fate just goes down to the Lee Sin gang. Again, Lee Sin seems to just be camping mid lane, trying to get his Rakan ahead. Because, believe it or not, Rakan mid is actually a Korean strat. I've watched a video on it, so consider me an expert, obviously. But Rakan mid, it's all about that roaming. And although Rakan hasn't done it yet, I'm sure he'll do it later in the game.
Yeah, definitely. Well, it will be interesting to see how it plays out. It's very early stages. They've both gone in. Blue side is up by kills, almost double now than what the red side has.
Yep.
So they definitely have a chance, but red side, they can still pull it back from here. They're not out of it.
Yeah, definitely. And it seems like Master Yi is going in onto the Renekton. He uses his Highlander as Renekton tries to dash away, stuns the Master Yi. Master Yi still going in, but disengages with the Renekton ultimate.
Definitely there. Just bot lane just farming there. Looking for a little bit of an engage here. So we've got the Nautilus coming out, stunning the Morgana there. Jongster's been able to kill the Morgana. Can the Fortune make it out alive? She does just there. Jongster taking a couple tower shots just to put him off there, I guess.
Really good engage by the Alistar. He saw the Morgana overextend and he's like, you know what? You're going sky high. Knocked her up. The Yasuo got the kill onto the Morgana. Trying to get the kill onto Misfortune, but it doesn't work. We've got 3 men coming top with the Tahm Kench eating up the Master Yi. Boom, spits him out, and that is the Kench.
Not much you can do when you've got a 3v1 in the top lane with Tahm Kench, who just and eats you all up.
No, that's the kind of synergy I was talking about between the mid lane and the Tahm Kench. If Twisted Fate can just synergize his ultimate with the Tahm Kench roaming into his lane, well then you can get some pretty successful 3-man ganks onto top lane or 4-man ganks onto bot lane.
Yeah, definitely. I think that will be a very vital point in their strategy coming into the mid game and then into the late game if they make it that far.
Yeah, definitely. So it looks like Lee Sin is going for the Ocean Dragon. I don't think Red Team has any idea that Lee Sin is on this at the moment, so this dragon should go uncontested. You know, Ocean Dragon, it's alright early game. It's not the worst. You know, it could be a Cloud Dragon. But, you know, the Ocean Dragon will help Master Yi sustain against the Renekton. And it looks like Alistar are looking for a knock-up onto the Misfortune and Morgana, but they're just too far into their tower to be able to do anything. But Yasuo gets the knock-up onto the Misfortune, flashes in, kills the Misfortune, and he gets out alive. The Alistar knocks the Morgana out of the turret, and Morgana flashes back into the tower. Will they try to dive it, or will Morgana be able to live? We've got the Kench and the Lee Sin roaming down to the bot lane to try and stop the plays that each team is trying to make. But it looks like Tahm Kench has just been caught out, but he might be able to live using his great health, and TF should be able to just leave this unscathed. unless Lee Sin dies to the Twisted Fate and the Time Kench, but Yasuo gets a pick onto the Time Kench. The Yasuo win walls the Twisted Fate gold card, and Twisted Fate barely lives by utilizing his flash to go over the wall.
Yeah, I mean, both Baxter and Youngster were lower mana there, so they didn't really have many options. They were running out of things to do. So just Twisted Fate slithered out there alive.
And just at the end there, Yasuo chucked out his Tornado and got the kill onto the Twisted Fate. Very well played by the Yasuo. And what seemed like a losing bot lane has turned into a 7-2 Yasuo. Very big.
Definitely. We saw he was down by 2, 0-2 in the first little part, got ganked twice, and now he's crawling his way back into the AD carry. 700 bounty on him. They'll be looking to shut him down pretty soon, I think.
Yeah, definitely. And Master Yi barely living into this Renekton lane, utilizing his meditate, like I said earlier, just trying to survive, trying to get to that late game. But it looks like Alistar's going to be trying to Hex Flash over the wall. He knocks up the Morgana. Will he knock her into the Yasuo, or will he save his W because of the Black Shield? Well, looks like he did that. And bot lane, Morgana shouldn't be roaming up like this because Alistar can just do what he's about to do and knock up the Morgana. Oh, she stopwatches with the ultimate, but it looks like she's going to die. And the Misfortune is going to have to 1v2 under the tower for a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that was a good play by the blue side there. I mean, as you said, the Morgana should not have been all the way up there and all on her own. You got to have your little buddy, especially in that bot lane there.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Yasuo dashes in, gets the Tornado, uses the Tornado onto Misfortune, and the Alistar follows up, and they get the kill onto the Misfortune. This could result in a couple of tower plays for them. The Tahm Kench uses the Renekton into his ultimate, and the Twisted Fate ultimates back to the top lane. Again, utilizing the synergy between the global map playmakers to get the Renekton just even or a bit ahead of the Master Yi.
Yeah, well now we're definitely seeing the CS difference in the top lane here. So we've got the maybe about 20 CS difference, and that's just because Master Yi just keeps being bullied out of the lane every time the Tahm Kench and that just pop up, eat him, and he's gone.
Oh yeah, definitely. By ganking this Master Yi so much, they're delaying the late game a lot. But I think eventually they're going to have to shift their attention down to the bot lane, because if they don't shut down this Yasuo soon, he will become too big to handle.
Definitely. Well, he's 9-2 now, so it will be looking for the shutdown.
Already picking up the Phantom Dancer and the Agility Cloak. Yasuo has 100% crit. He's nearly finished his Infinity Edge. Just give Yasuo a bit more CS and he'll have the Infinity Edge and he'll be huge. So it looks like Yasuo is going into the TF. Will he win with the gold card? Win with the gold card, doesn't even need to use his ultimate onto the TF, and the TF goes down.
Yeah, well, I mean, that was just standard. I bet you he is trying to get to that 100% crit, so then he becomes a force to be reckoned with here.
Oh yeah, definitely. It looks like Frostlord is walking up on the Alistar, but it's just a little poke fest, like get away from my tower sort of thing. But Morgana uses the Black Shield, gets knocked up by the Alistar, and Morgana will go down. The Renekton tries to get a pick onto the Alistar. He gets eaten up by Frostlord to get him out of danger, but it's not looking very good for Red Team. But there is a chance to come back.
There is definitely a chance. I mean, their total team gold, they're up. Blue team is up by 6k now, which is pretty big in this stage of the game. So
the Renekton ultis tries to dash onto the Alistar, dashes back in. The Frostlord eats the Alistar. Yasuo gets massive ultimate onto Red Team, but Alistar goes down. Yasuo knocks up the Misfortunes to stop her from ulting. Now the Rakan is left high and dry by himself. Tahm Kench gets the kill onto the Rakan. That's 3 kills going over to the red side. Very well played by red side.
Definitely. We've still got Lee Sin just around there, and they've got the 3 of them still there. Look like he's going, just roaming again and just going into the jungle. Maybe going to help out and try and get that top turret soon as well.
Yeah, so it looks like Master Yi actually got the Herald and plopped it down top lane. Usually when you place down the Herald, you want your tower to have 3 more tower planes left so that the Rift Herald will be able to kill it instantly. But yeah, that's still a fine use of Herald.
Yeah, I mean, they still got a couple plates off. I mean, they already do have 1 tower down in bot side there, which looking like the dragon is going here. They are maybe a contest here, though.
Lee Sin cues in, steals the dragon. Will he get a kick? He gets a kick onto the Kench and the Misfortune, but it looks like this is a losing fight for Blue Team. But Yasuo turns up. He says, hey, I've got Infinity Edge. I've got Phantom Dancer. I'm strong. You're all dead. And that's a quadra kill going over to the Yasuo.
That's exactly what we didn't want them to see. Didn't want them to get the Yasuo too powerful there. Now he's 15-3.
Yeah, definitely. Yasuo is huge at the moment, and unless Yasuo just goes Yasuo mode and starts to die, I don't think that there's much to come back from here.
Yeah, I mean, they've lost 2 towers now, the mid one and the bot one, although Renekton is maybe looking to respond and try and take the top one, which is where they're weakest. So I think the red team's strategy, should be to make the Renekton as strong as possible here.
Yeah, looking at the blue side, like you said, the top lane is the only one that's not ahead because mid lane and bot lane, they're doing pretty well into each other. So I would suggest that the Master Yi and the Yasuo Rakan swap into the bot side. But we've got a fight going on in the mid lane, a massive knock-up for Yasuo to follow up on, and the Yasuo gets a double kill, might get a triple kill onto this Fortune if he lands a tornado. He lands a tornado, but Lee Sin gets the kill anyway. So it looks like blue team will be looking to siege mid and maybe take the inhib, maybe just take the inhib tower. We'll see in a second, but either or, taking both would be massive.
Well, with the Master Yi still just freezing that top side lane up there, they are going into a 4v5 when everybody's back up, which, I mean, it's not ideal because they still do have Renekton will be now there.
Yeah, but fortunately, yes, I'd say Yasuo counts for about maybe 3 people at this point.
That's probably, yeah.
So from a 4v5 would turn into like a 7v5, 6v5, you know, because this Yasuo is just so big, it counts for like 3 different players right now.
Yeah, definitely. Well, he's up by, 60 CS on the Fortune now and has that still 700 gold bounty hanging above his head.
I still believe in the AD Twisted Fate. I believe Twisted Fate can come back. He'll get the Ginsu's Rage Blade, maybe even a Triforce with a Rapid Fire Cannon, and ADTF can definitely carry this game.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think step 1 is, they're grouping together now. It's seeing the shutdown of Yasuo and just keep bullying the Yasuo would be their next thing.
Frostlaw ultis into the mid lane with the Renekton in him, and then the Rakan jets a 5-man charm. The Yasuo tries to leave, but unfortunately the red team has just too much damage for him to be able to escape. That is a huge pick onto the red side because Yasuo had 700, 800 gold bounty.
Yeah.
Yup, so that's a lot of gold going over to red team.
Yeah, definitely. It is something they needed. We needed to shut down the Yasuo soon, or maybe it was too late.
Looks like Renekton is getting caught out in the mid lane here by the Alistar. The Lee Sin misses his Q. The Renekton is putting a lot of pressure onto the mid lane as Twisted Fate just goes down to the Master Yi. The Master Yi 1v2's the top lane. That is a huge Master Yi 1 trick, so, you know, I guess was expected by that. And the Renekton goes down in the 1v2 situation, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, we did expect to see the Master Yi comfort pick up there, even though it was not your typical standard top lane. The second somebody else went top, he had it in the bag.
Yeah, definitely. Alistar's looking for a pick onto Morgana. The Master Yi taking and disrespecting Frostlaw's Krugs. I already know Frostlaw won't be having that. He'll be going on to the Master Yi, but Alistar roaming up to the Tahm Kench, goes to Hex Flash over the wall, misses the knock up onto the Kench, and Frostlaw will be able to get out clean.
Yeah, definitely. It was a good idea to go up there just after Master Yi had cleared some of that. So it looks like there is a little bit of a fight breaking out here over the top side turret.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm expecting to see a huge team fight coming out here. The Master Yi lands a knock up onto the Morgana. The Yasuo rather. He ultimates the Morgana, the Master Yi, kills the Misfortune. So now it's a 2v5 up in the top lane, 3v5 up in the top lane. Alistar taking a bit too many tower shots. Will he done? Nope. The Guardian goes off and he gets a shield. So Tahm Kench going on to the Rakan. He is the Rakan, but it just looks like he's getting too caught out here to be able to do anything to Renekton. Ultimates, he goes in and dies. This could be a game-ending play for the blue team.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that tower went down. That was very disrespectful for the Twisted Fate. His health bar just disappeared there. So the Junks are going in and they're just abandoning the inhib turret. They're just trying to get as many kills as they can. The Master Yi gets the Fortune there and everything.
The Lee Sin with the insect play, kicks Flash, the Misfortune into the blue team. Very clean by the Lee. And I think I've been either playing against or watching this Lee Sin player for the whole day. Color, really good player. Stole the Baron with as Echo, and just overall really good player.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, assuming it's a girl here, they topped the MVP scores. So definitely probably the strongest player we had in the tournament there.
Yes, definitely. Carla is an example of why I permaban Lee Sin in ranked.
Definitely.
And I'll proudly say that. a good Lee Sin player is nothing to be reckoned with, and that is a fact. So it looks like red team will be looking to just defend the mid lane tower for as long as they can. I think if they farm up, they can get ahead, maybe get some items and scale up against the blue team. Because Lee Sin falls off, Master Yi, he doesn't fall off, but he can be stopped by a bit of CC.
Yeah, well, they will definitely be trying to push the game out until that Lee Sin falls off.
Oh yeah, definitely. The Yasuo have been really clean with the windmills this game. I haven't seen them be hit by much skill shots this game. The Renekton trying to go in onto the bin lane, but Alistar said no, headbutts him back, and the red team just has to settle for a stalemate at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, there's 5 of them there, and Lee Sin is looking he's down in that dragon pit there, so he did just take a sneaky dragon away from red team.
Oh yeah, the Infernal Soul will be huge, but Yasuo goes in, lands a knockup. The Rakan uses his ultimate for the charm. Yasuo misses the tornado. He gets stunned by the Renekton. Will he live? The Rakan giving him all the shields in the world. The Tahm Kench and the Renekton get knocked up, knocked away, knocked up again. It just looks like but Twisted Fate lands a CC, and the kill goes down to Tahm Kench.
Yeah, I mean, that was a very good play by them there. They did manage to shut down the Alistar there. So.
Oh yeah, definitely. But it looks like red team just getting too caught out. They overextended a little bit. The Yasuo getting a double kill onto the red team. And Morgana seems to be the only one that gets out alive. Well, out of fountain.
Yeah, well, blue team is up by 15k gold here. So they have most of their items way ahead of the red side there.
Yeah, Master Yi has the Rage Blade, has the Blade of the Ruin King. Yasuo has the Infinity Edge, the Phantom Dancer, the Death's Dance. Almost unkillable, especially with the Death's Dance.
Yeah, they did just see that turret destroyed by the minions there. They weren't able to clear them in time, which they won't like that very much.
No, Master Yi looked like he's trying to solo the Baron. It seems like every few auto attacks, his Q is back up, getting untargetable by the Baron. But it looks like blue team isn't giving him any help, which is quite strange. But here comes Yasuo and the Alistar to help with the Baron, as Lee Sin finds a pick onto the Tahm Kench, but seems to just disengage as it doesn't seem worth it.
So here they did just slain the Baron. So will they go for a very hard push here, having that Baron buff?
Oh yeah, definitely. And it looks like Alistar trying to get a pick onto the TF. The TF flashes away because he does not want to be the one that gets picked with the blue team that has Baron. But it looks like Morgana gets picked out by the Rakan, gets knocked up, just absolutely bursted. And it looks like blue team may be able to push and end here. Yeah,
definitely. I mean, the inhib's health is going down further and further, and they've got the minion wave that's just come in there as well.
Blue team gets a massive engage onto the red team. The red team getting killed by Yasuo, Lee Sin, and the Alistar. The Misfortune's the only one alive. This could be game for the blue team.
The last inhib turret is going down. The empowered minions are just too much for the red side here. I think we may see game.
Well, I think blue team needs to start hitting the Nexus, otherwise this game could go on for a bit longer. It looks like they're only looking for CS and kills at the moment. The Nexus isn't even being touched by any member of the blue team.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like they're just super minions.
Well, that is game.
That is game. Very good play there from the blue side. We did question the Master Yi top lane, but it turns out it was a good idea in the end there.
Yes, definitely. And the Master Yi top lane, like you said, was questioned, but the Yasuo, I think, was the underdog in this match. We expected, your normal Yasuo player going in, just dying to like tower or something, but he proved us wrong.
Definitely. I mean, it is his one trick there, Jungster 1-2-3's Yasuo one trick, so I guess he knew what he was doing and knew he could carry the game for the blue side there.
Definitely a great game by both sides. Blue team came out on top, and there's a game two. Is there a game two?
No, there's